Hey, how are you? Listen, today I'm going to make some Easter bread. I'm going to be using 4 cups of all-purpose flour and some extra flour, 2 eggs, a stick of butter, 1¼ cup of milk, and I'm going to heat this milk and butter here on the stove in a minute, ½ cup of sugar, 1 pack of yeast, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Nice flavor. And we're going to put some sprinkles on it. And I'm going to get this started and start heating up my milk. So I'm going to put my 1¼ cup of milk in this pan. And I don't want to make it really, really hot. I don't want to boil it. I just want to get it to where it melts the butter. And we're going to get this going. And over here I have a big sheet pan that has some parchment paper on it. And that's what we're going to be putting the bread on. So let's get this butter melting. So the butter's melted down, and you don't want this to get super hot or it'll kill your yeast. So you can test this with your finger. If it's too hot and burns your finger, it's too hot for the yeast. So you would need to let it cool down some, but this seems to be just right. Let's get it mixing it. All right, so I'm going to start with my wet ingredients. I'm going to put my hot milk and my butter right down here in my pan. Get that all in there. And I'm going to add my sugar in here. And we're going to give that a mix up. I'm going to put my yeast in there. Get this cut open. All that yeast down in that nice warm milk and butter and sugar. Give it a stir. All right, my 2 eggs that I'm going to beat just a little bit go right in there. Don't really need to mix that much more than that as it's going on the mixer. And I'm going to put my teaspoon of vanilla in here. Just a little bit. I don't want to get it overbearing, but we just want a little, actually less than a teaspoon. And then I'm going to sift my flour down in here. 4 cups, all purpose. I'm also going to use a pinch of salt in there. And just sift it in. So I've got my dough hook here on my mixer, and I'm going to get this put right in here and start it up. And I'm just going to let it go. Okay, my dough has finished mixing. I'm going to get it off of here. And we are going to let it rise for 1 hour. Get all this good stuff off here. It's quite sticky and tacky right now, but that's okay. We'll add a little bit of flour to it when we get ready to roll it out. And let me show you. Get this off my fingers. And it mixed up really nice, and see how it's not sticking to the side so much because it has all that butter in there. So I'm going to leave it right in this bowl, and I'm going to cover it with plastic and let it rise for an hour, and then we'll come back then. We want it to double in size. Okay, so it's been about an hour. My dough has risen up very nicely. And I'm going to get it out of here. Look at that. This is very similar to a cinnamon roll dough that I make. So we're going to put a little flour down here. I don't want to put too much. And flour my hand. Let's get this right out of here. So I'm going to put a little bit of flour on this and flour my hands. And it's pretty sticky, but it's so light and fluffy. You really got to try this. And I want to get it into 4 sections. So I'm going to do this and this. And then we're going to work this out here. A little bit of flour. I don't want to put too much flour on this and make it too dry. So I want to get this long and thin because I'm going to make a twist with it. I'm just going to stretch this out. Try to get it long enough. That's what I'm going to do for each one. That one over there. Until we have them to the size I need them at to make a twist. This is a very light, fluffy dough. This is really similar to the sweet bread dough I use for making cinnamon rolls. I need this one to get as big as that one. Same size, we're going to pinch them together there, and then I'm just going to twist them. Get a nice little twist here. And then we're going to make a circle. Pinch that together. And then we'll do these. Now I'm going to put these on this tray and let them rise for another 30 minutes. Should be enough. So we'll do these two. Have you ever made Easter dough or Easter bread, I mean? I have a friend, Linda, who makes Easter bread every year, and she usually sends some over here. So I actually believe that's what they're going to be doing pretty soon. This one's a little tacky. I'm going to pinch this dough together, and then we're just going to do a twist. Make it stay. We'll give this a little pinch to get it to go together. And then we'll put this on my tray. Move this. So my dough's rising up nicely. I have one egg here that I'm going to do an egg wash with, and I'm putting just a tiny bit of water in here, about a teaspoon. You could use water or milk, and I'm going to brush this on the bread, and it'll be nice and shiny when it comes out of the oven, and it's going to be great. So let's get this ready. Brush, and see how nicely it's rised up. So I'm going to put some of this on here, and this is going to make it nice and shiny and a beautiful brown color. Brush this all over. That looks pretty good, and that egg I'll cook up. So you could use the little tiny round non-perils for the on here, but I'm out, and this is all I had left. So these that I'm going to put on here. Put some blue sprinkles on there. And now in the middle here, I'm going to put this egg. No, this is a raw egg, and it's just a brown egg. Mostly people put boiled eggs in there that are dyed colors. Your dye can bleed a little bit onto your dough. I'm going to put a raw egg in here, and we'll see if it cooks in the oven, because I don't want to have an overcooked boiled egg that nobody wants to eat. So we'll see how this works out. And this one, I'm just going to leave plain. I'm going to cook it at 350 for about 20 minutes until this is golden brown. And we'll come back then. All right, you guys, so this is ready. It's really hot though. Look at that. Beautiful. And I'm going to put it on here and let it cool. Get it out of there. Actually, I know you're wondering, did the egg cook? I don't know. I've never actually used a raw egg. So we're going to pull that out of there and let it cool off. And then I'm going to cut it open and see if it actually cooked. They look fantastic. They smell fantastic. I'm going to cut this open here in a minute as soon as it's cooled off. So our bread is a little bit cooler, and I want to show you it's nice and brown on the bottom. Beautiful, right? So I'm going to cut a piece of this, and we're going to see how this came out. And then I'm going to try peeling that egg and see if that egg cooked in there or if it didn't. Cutting is so easy. Wow, look at that. Perfect. Looks great. I'm sure it tastes great. Let's do this egg. I want to see if it cooked or not. We'll find out here in a minute. Almost feels like it's a little soft boiled, but maybe not. I know, give me a minute. This is why I don't like using brown eggs, but that's what we had. They don't peel very well, I'll tell you that. Let's see if it cooked inside. Oh, it's a soft boil. It's like a perfect egg. And I cooked this for 22 minutes in my oven at 350. It was delicious. Look, honey, you're here just in time. Would you like to try a piece of bread? Cut you a slice of this. This is great. It's really good.
It's really, really good.
It is really good. Here, try
Yeah.
that. I'm going to try this. And you guys come and see us again here at Mom's Easy Eats.
That is great.
It came out good, didn't it? Look at how
Yeah.
nice that looks.
Really nice.
And you have a boiled egg, too.